Mexican judge arrested in connection with 43 students. Disappearance in 2014. Mexican judge arrested in connection with 43 students. Disappearance in 2014. Police in Mexico have arrested a retired judge on charges of tampering with evidence related to the disappearance of 43 Iguala students more than a decade ago. Lambertina Galeana Marín was the president of the Supreme Court of Justice in the state of Guerrero when the teacher trainees disappeared in 2014. The 79-year-old is suspected of issuing an order that led to the disappearance of surveillance camera footage, which investigators said was crucial to the case. She was arrested in the city of Chilpancingo 3 years after a warrant was issued for her arrest. Missing student in Mexico still demands justice. The disappearance of the 43 students, all of whom were studying at the same teacher training college in the city of Ayotzinapa, has long haunted Mexico. More than a decade later, and despite numerous investigations, much remains unknown about what happened on the night of September 26, 2014. The remains of 3 of the students have been found, while the fate of the other 40 students remains unknown, despite the widespread assumption that they were murdered. In a 2022 report by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, commissioned by the Mexican government to investigate the case, the commission concluded that it was a state-sponsored crime involving federal and state authorities. The commission's report stated that local police collaborated with members of a criminal group to forcibly disappear the students. The students had traveled to Iguala to commandeer buses to transport them to an annual protest in Mexico City. The Mexican government said that the police and a local criminal group, known as Guerrero's Unidos United Warriors, were alerted to the students' activities. The report stated that Guerrero's Unidos suspects that the students who seized the buses in Iguala were infiltrated by members of a rival criminal gang called Los Rojos. The report added that police and Guerrero's Unidos members then set up several roadblocks in and around the city. One of those roadblocks, manned by local, state, and federal police, was on the street outside the Palace of Justice. 2 Palace of Justice employees told investigators that the palace's security cameras recorded what happened at the roadblock. However, the footage was never turned over to authorities, and when officials tried to retrieve it nearly a year later, the footage had been lost. Investigators said in 2015. Prosecutors have since alleged that Ms. Galeana gave the order to destroy or delete the footage. In an official statement, the Mexican Ministry of Security said Ms. Galeana would face charges of enforced disappearance